Welcome back to another episode of the Nintendo Rewind. My name is Cody Christian. I'm joined by my co-host Chris Becker. We're rewinding and recapping last week for Nintendo. Actually, technically, we're not. We're not rewinding and recapping anything. Instead, we're looking ahead to we're putting on our crystal balls and our tinfoil hats to try to predict the next 365 days for the Switch 2 launch year in this episode. But before we dive into any of that, Chris, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's going great. Thanks for asking. Hold on, I was putting a hat on.
What are you putting a hat on? You're me. What do you need a hat for?
Well, you never know.
Do you think...
When's the last time you had SpaghettiOs? I'll get to your question in a minute. But when's the last time you think you had SpaghettiOs? And how did you prepare it?
Wait, you're supposed to prepare those?
Yeah. Did you put it, like some people just put it in a bowl and microwave it?
Not straight out of the can? I thought you were supposed to open it. I thought you were just supposed to open the can and eat them straight out of the can.
Yeah, like you put them in like a little pot.
Why would you put them in a pot? Why would
like
you...
a little, like a saucepan or something, you know, like just la-di-da.
I am going to continue. I'm going to continue to ask the question. What are you putting them in a saucepan for? Are you heating them up?
Wait, hold on.
Straight from the can, Chris.
No,
Straight from the can.
No.
Yes.
No, hold on.
This is degenerate behavior. I know that.
Wait, you just eat them? Regular?
That's what you're supposed to do.
No, you... Wait, this is... Hold on.
I think this is went a complete different direction than you anticipated.
Yeah, no, I was not prepared for this. So you're telling me you just open the can and just start eating it?
I like how in the live chat right now, Sierra is saying don't interact with him.
Yeah, I'm just baffled by the stupidity coming out of your mouth. The fact that you, sir,
I'm feeling judged right now, and I don't deserve this kind of.
Well, good, because you know what? We listen and we judge. That's what we do here.
No, we listen and we don't judge. You're getting it all kinds of wrong. Hey, I played Blantra this last week. It's really good.
Exactly right. Don't change the subject. You're eating cold SpaghettiOs. What are we?
I'm just kidding. What if I say I'm just kidding? Do we believe it if I say I'm just kidding?
Absolutely not. We don't believe you. This is why you don't like pizza. You probably...
I like pizza.
You probably get all the ingredients when the pizza is separated and then just put one piece of each in your mouth. And
honestly, deconstructed pizza sounds pretty darn good. Like, it legit sounds pretty darn good.
You're not going to eat that raw dough.
I've had raw dough. It's not good, but I've had it. I was curious what it was like.
The only raw dough... There's a couple, maybe, well, there's one raw dough I'm eating, and that's cookie.
I'm turning this whole chat against me right now. Just watching it fly by with a lot of hate.
Deconstructed pizza is just ingredients. Yeah, what are we doing?
Listen, everybody likes a little bell pepper. Everybody likes a little pepperoni. You can't tell me you haven't ripped open a mozzarella stick straight out of the refrigerator.
Are you talking about string cheese?
It's a mozzarella stick. It's a stick of mozzarella. I mean, yes, technically it is string cheese, I guess, but like, chocolate tomato, mozzarella stick, string cheese.
Listen, I don't like chocolate like on its own that much, but your sister doesn't believe me. Mainly because I eat chocolate a couple times a week, but
just like
I'm not a liar.
Just like a Hershey bar, or like what? He's from the Northeast. He is from the Northeast, Commodore Zed.
Yeah, hold on. Wait, what are we shaming the way I say chocolate?
No, because Zed's from there too, and he just recognized. Listen, G recognizes G.
Oh yeah, no, Philadelphia.
Born and raised on those playgrounds. Fly Eagles fly.
Yeah,
they're going to the Super Bowl, by the way.
They are going to the Super Bowl.
Them and the Kansas City Chiefs.
I was cheering them on. I banging the pots and pans outside.
You know what I think is going to happen? Let's talk sports for just like 2 seconds. I think the Chiefs are going to blow them away.
That's what this show's about.
It is. It's Sports Rewind now. I think the Chiefs are going to blow them away. Like, there's no way they can take on Patrick Mahomes. That dude is a rock star. He is Mahomes. Mahomes? He is the Michael Jordan of football right now.
Yeah. What are we even talking? I don't care. I don't care about that. But I will tell you what I do care about. Why are you eating cold spaghetti? Okay. And then the only thing I know about the Chiefs is, they have what's her name there every once in a while watching them.
Taylor
you know,
Swift.
the woman from New Girl. Yeah, Taylor Swift. She.
Nintendo versus Sega in the Super Bowl. Who's your money on? Toasty says Sega doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, no. Of course not.
Of course not. Sega doesn't even make consoles anymore. They can't win this war anymore. Back to SpaghettiOs. Yeah. Back to SpaghettiOs because listen.
Yeah.
I don't actually eat them straight from the can. They aren't good. That sauce needs to be heated up for it to get its flavor.
I don't like.
Here's a follow-up question.
I don't think I like the sauce.
The sauce is the best part of the SpaghettiOs. Do you believe that heat? What is this opening to this podcast right now? But do you believe that heat or cold affects the flavor of foods?
Yeah.
I would agree too, but like they're the same ingredients, so tell me why.
It's science because of the temperature and the way that you eat it. The food, depending on whether it's cold or hot or toasted or however you want to think about it, blended up and made into a soup. If you're a freak and eat soup. Chris doesn't know science. That's right. I don't know science.
Poor Chris and his lack of sciencing.
Yeah. I don't even know how to spell science. Science, C-I-N-C. But anyway, also, do you eat, this is just an ADHD thought. Do you, Pop-Tarts? I've never had one toasted. Do you toast your Pop-Tarts?
I don't, because I don't own a toaster. I own a microwave and an air fryer, and I could always put it in the air fryer, but I feel like it would like dehydrate it for some reason. Like everything comes out crispier out of an air fryer, and I can't figure out why. It's the magic of an air fryer. But when I was younger, I would always toast. I would always toast my Pop-Tarts.
Okay.
But what I would tell you is that I prefer my Pop-Tarts, specifically the cookies and cream ones, out of the freezer.
Pardon? Cookies and cream Pop-Tarts?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like a certain kind of Pop-Tart. Because growing up, my mom would always get like one specific kind of Pop-Tart. And then now that
what kind was it?
Now that she's
brown sugar?
She's dead. I eat it. Yeah, it's the brown sugar with no frosting on top.
I hate those. Those are so bad. Yeah. They're the worst of the Pop-Tarts.
Okay. Well, say that to my dead mother. Okay?
I can't.
You sicko.
I can't. Do you like them?
They're dry.
Oh man.
Bingo, bango, bongo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the hot fudge sundae style ones, or the ice cream sundae ones, whatever they're called.
The s'more ones.
The s'more ones are so good. I like the chocolate chip cookie ones too, that have like the chocolate chips in them.
You know, I'm not a big fan of chocolate. I had a conversation today, like a 5-6 minute conversation with a woman about her favorite kind of soups, and then by the time we were done, she asked me my favorite kind of soup, and I said, "Oh no, I hate soup."
Was it my sister? She likes
soup.
No,
it was not your sister. No,
okay.
I didn't talk to your sister today. That's a whole different story. But yeah, and I just don't like soup. Not a big souper.
Like, what do you dislike about soup?
The only kind of soup I will eat is cereal. But I don't like. Here's the thing: what I don't like.
Hold
I
on.
don't like.
Did you just say cereal's
Okay.
a soup?
Sure. And listen, I don't like. What else?
So
is it?
is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, I know that she. Sierra loves soup. We all know that. But no. So I don't like soup because I don't like multiple textures in my mouth at the same time. So I don't like it's a mouthfeel like texture thing. So I don't like you might get one piece of thing in the soup that's like hard and then another thing that's soft. I don't like soft and hard things in my mouth at the same time. I only want all hard or all soft. I just heard that in my
Chris.
head.
Stop. Stop. No more. No more. We're done here. We're done here. No, I'm with
Call
you.
me.
I understand the distaste for I prefer my ingredients in a soup to be of the same consistency when I'm eating them. I think it's important that they are the same consistency when I'm eating them. I like soups that are all one thing too. So like a tomato bisque, it's all tomato, you know? I like miso soup. It's all miso except for the mushroom and the chives that are in there. And you can drink the soup around it. But I'm not a big fan. I do like chili. Do you like chili?
I don't. I hate chili. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Why do you hate chili?
I'm not a big fan of chili.
You just haven't had the right chili. You need to find a chili
That's
to fall
not
in
true.
love with.
Soft.
Why is
I
this
did not
being
mean to
pinned?
pin that to the chat.
Why is this being pinned? I can't even unpin this.
Unpin it.
Unpin. There we go. I got
Can
you.
I unpin it? Soft. She's making fun of the way I say soft.
No. Chat, don't get me wrong. I am not picky. I'm not picky with my food. I will still eat foods that I don't like. The thing is that I do, and I often do try things I actually do hate. Specifically meatloaf. I have meatloaf once a year. I hate meatloaf. Meatloaf, it's all the things.
Meatloaf.
Yes, I hate meatloaf.
Yeah.
Meatloaf is all the things that could go in a cheeseburger, but put into a loaf, and at that point, you've totally ruined it. Like, why not just make a cheeseburger? It could have been better. Like, you know what
I
I'm
thought you were
saying?
saying you liked meatloaf.
No,
Yeah,
hate meatloaf. You hate it. Disdain.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had a home cooked meatloaf in over 14 years, and I look to never have a home cooked one ever again. Even though I'll try one takeout every single year because I'm trying to find one that just like clicks for me.
That's what was the definition of insanity?
No, that's
It's like
trying the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Yeah.
Listen, your taste buds change over the years. Someday you're gonna feel you're gonna feel good. Like you're gonna feel good about something that you thought you didn't feel good about in the past.
when do you have meatloaf once a year? You're getting called out. Chat doesn't believe you.
At Cracker Barrel, once a year.
Cracker Barrel.
Yep.
You know what they do have at Cracker Barrel?
Breakfast
and they also have it at
sangrias?
the grocery store. That's
Mimosas?
neither here nor there, but they do. In that little gift shop area, they have like bazooka bubblegum soda,
Mhm.
and then they also have the banana moon pies.
Are you shopping in the shopping area? Because I've never actually like purposely shopped in that. I've walked around and I've looked, but I've never actually intentionally bought hardly anything from there. And I should, now that you're telling me about that. That's not a judgment. That's like, hey, can you give me some advice on how to find more cool things to get?
Yeah, you go there and look for them. Yeah, Taylor, please.
The bazooka gum soda and the what?
Yeah. Banana moon pies.
Oh, I like banana moon pies, but I like moon pies in general. They're a marshmallow with a
Yeah.
cookie. It's all sugar. It's great.
If you don't get like them fresh, they're kind of dry, but the banana ones are really good. And then what about banana? I can't say anything without people giving me a hard time in chat. Mainly just
This is what I'm saying.
sister.
Like, I'm literally saying the same thing. I'm getting absolutely destroyed by our live chat right now. Why are we picked on? We're just a Nintendo show.
Yeah, we're just here just a couple of guys talking about Nintendo.
Yeah, and
Sarah doesn't even like
food.
video games, and she's in here giving us a hard time.
She's like, well,
She's like,
move it
a
along,
bully.
fellas.
She's just
Stop
in here
talking.
picking on us.
Go on,
Yeah.
nerds. Talk about video games. I am a moon
speaking
pipe.
of video games, why are you saying banana like a minion? Hey, you eat a banana.
Maybe he's saying
eat
it
a
like
banana.
Donkey Kong. It's banana. Ooh, banana.
No.
Lando does love the moon.
Rumor has it your sister's seen 2 episodes of Severance now.
You know, I do want to thank her for specifically jumping into something I expressed an interest in.
Okay.
I want to thank her for
right.
doing something I specifically expressed an interest in, and she participated in it. And that was going and watching Severance, because it was very, very important that she participates in something that I also like, so I can finally have something to talk to her about. So it's perfect. It's perfect. You know who else we could thank?
Who else can we thank?
We can thank
Great
these
question.
wonderful, wonderful, generous supporters from NintendoRewind.com. If you would like to directly support our content, guide what we're discussing, and get exclusive videos that won't be uploaded to our YouTube channel, you can sign up to become a member. We have a new series, mind you, that's getting ready to launch over there, where we are going to be going through the Nintendo Power promotional VHS tapes that were mailed out stretching from the early 90s all the way to the early 2000s, reviewing those, giving our thoughts, experiencing those as if we've never seen them before, and you get to experience it along with us. It'll be a little bit of a watch along. Go over there, sign up, NintendoRewind.com. You can directly support our content, guide what we're discussing, and get those videos. Plus, you get merch discounts, and every dollar spent on our merch helps us continue to produce this show. There's even a tier that only costs $1 a month, and with it, you get a shout out that said, I want to thank our generous members, Calamity Nolan, Sierra Christian, and Shiny Bird, for all their gracious support. Now, back to the show. And I'm not going to kick it to the main topic because I think you have more stuff that you want to do. You want to say.
Yeah, you finally have something to talk about, because yes, Sierra's right. When you guys hang out, you just sit there in silence right now. But now that she's seen Severance, you can
exactly
only talk about the first 2 episodes, and then after that, that's it.
You want to know the worst part? I was talking with her. She was in this weekend. My sister was in this weekend, and I was talking with her about.
That was the worst part. Hanging out.
No, the worst part wasn't I was talking with her. The worst part of the fact that we had nothing to talk about is that I was telling her
too much to talk about.
I'll
tell you that much.
God, I was telling her about Werewolf the Apocalypse, the tabletop RPG that I was playing, and she kept telling me to stop talking because I was giving her anxiety because she doesn't understand anything I was saying to her.
Yeah. And did you listen to her, or did you just keep talking and giving
I kept going because my on the spectrum having self, probably, I don't know, I've not been clinically diagnosed, wouldn't stop talking. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I had more to say.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I'm sure she loved it. If nothing else, you probably made her like it even more than she did before.
I did. I was like, you know what a werewolf and a vampire is. You're totally fine.
Yeah, she hates werewolves and vampires.
Yeah, I found out she doesn't like Twilight.
Yeah, no. She does not like Twilight. That's for sure. Then
I pressed the button. I pressed the main topic button because I thought you were done. You were so silent for so long.
I was going to talk about talking to my doctor, but you know what? We're on the main topic now. So let's do it. What's the main topic this week?
I want to hear you talk about your doctor first, and then I can hit that main topic button again.
So it turns out it was I had like nodules in my thyroid, and it turns out they were benign.
Okay.
And I was just
So
being,
I don't know if we've actually talked
PAB.
about that with the rest of the community. So just to let you guys at home know, I thought we were going to be losing my co-host and my best friend in the world.
Lose me? What
I thought he was gonna die.
I was on my way out. Yeah.
No, you have had thyroid cancer in the past, correct?
Yes.
And recently there was a little bit of a flare up with some issues with his thyroid, and you had been feeling some lumps and bumps that were going on there. You assumed that your cancer was no longer in remission, and then after going and getting it checked out, they called you and gave you a biopsy. And what did they say finally, after like 3 weeks of waiting, after you finally got your appointment?
Like he was gonna die. Yeah, right.
R.I.P. Chris Becker. R.I.P. Josh Taylor.
First Josh, now me.
All of my co-hosts dead to me. But what did they tell you? They told you it was?
Oh, it was
a boy.
Just a hyperthyroidism. Yeah. And so I just gotta take medicine for it.
Yeah. So
every day.
Good news
for the rest of my life.
Chris is good. He's a lot like my wife. My wife is also a thyroidism person. She has hypothyroidism. So she's on Synthroid. So did you have hyper or hypo? Because there are two different kinds.
Hypo.
No. So you're just like my wife. Do you want to get married too?
Yeah. Do I want to what?
Get married too.
To who? You?
Yeah, I marry hypothyroidism people. It's just what I do.
Oh. No, I don't want to marry you. Very married.
I pressed the main topic button again. I pressed the main topic button again. Anyway, we're here and we're discussing what we want
Goodbye,
for the.
Seriously, now that we're talking about games, seriously.
She's signing out. We're discussing what we want to see for the Nintendo Switch 2 launch year, and we thought we would do something a little bit different because everybody's got their own thoughts and their own hopes and their own dreams, and whether or not any of those are going to come true, it's to be seen. And we thought what we'd do is we'd put these down on paper. As we discussed last week, the entirety of the Switch 2 reveal trailer was posted, all 2 minutes and 22 seconds of it, and we covered that on the show, gave our thoughts, kind of did a deep dive, didn't even kind of do a deep dive. We did like an hour and 45 minute long deep dive on that 2 minutes of video. But we did a deep dive on that, and we talked a little bit about what we would like to see, but we didn't actually make like full on predictions. We just talked about what we would like to see. We thought this week, let's do a bingo card and let's put in everything that we actually expect to happen for the Nintendo Switch 2 launch year into a bingo card. And then a year later, after it launches, we're going to give ourselves 365 days from whatever the launch date is of the Switch 2. Because I don't think it's fair for us to like do 365 days from now. That may not happen in those 365 days from now because the Switch 2 isn't even out yet. But we thought we would do a bingo card and do it kind of as a community, but even more so, kind of give our own personal opinions and our own thoughts and try to build a winning bingo board so we can absolutely win. So. What we have here is the Nintendo Rewind official bingo card. I'm able to like zoom in, so if I'm doing a lot of zooming in and everything like that, or like clicking on things, note it's because I'm in my design program. You guys don't see the rest of it. So that being said, the free space is the Switch 2 launches. I think we can both agree that should be what happens, right, Chris?
Yeah.
That'll
happen in the first year.
Yeah, that will definitely happen in the first 365 days of the Nintendo Switch. The good news is that we'll also have a direct in April regarding the Switch 2. Now, whether that's software or a more deep dive look at what the Nintendo Switch 2 is capable of, I don't really know. They're kind of cryptic on what they're doing with that. What do you think it's going to be, Chris?
Yeah, I think it will show a number of games that will be, I mean, if it's like what they did with the showcase in January, it kind of like went from January, and then it was like, okay, here's everything coming out, pretty much the main big games that are coming out between March 3rd and the end of the year, with some teases for stuff to come years later. Months later.
Mrs. Nerdwire out here trying to cause chaos. Let's change free space to farm sim, and I don't disagree with her. But it's not a Nintendo Direct bingo card. It is an actual first year of Switch bingo card. I guarantee that would be the free space for any Nintendo Direct. We get a farming sim.
Yeah, for sure.
So our first official thing here, we've got a couple things already coming in the chat. Toasty states two things. He says mouse feature square and a Splatoon sequel. And I think both of those are fair, and I kind of line up with him. First 365 days, we saw Splatoon 2 launch on the Switch 1 within the first little bit of it. Splatoon 3 kind of carried the back half of the Switch's life cycle on Switch 1, and they've kind of just finally wrapped up the ongoing stuff with Final Fist, deciding what we're going to see. I want to focus in on the Splatoon sequel piece. Do you believe that deserves a place on the bingo card? Because I kind of am. I'm kind of about that.
Oh, what? Splatoon 4?
Yeah, Splatoon 4. First 365 days of the Switch 2 being out.
Yeah, we can add it. I'm just thinking, because I mean, we haven't, I don't know if we even talked about this, but where I think the Switch 2 is coming out in either the last week or no later than the second week of June, the last week of May, or the first 2 weeks of June, I think.
I think we said that last episode. I predicted within 3 weeks of the Direct in April.
And I could see Splatoon 4 not coming out till the following August, so it might not make it, but it could also come out before then, because they had the DLC last year.
Was Splatoon 1? Was Splatoon 1, or my apologies, Splatoon release dates, wasn't it a spring release?
What? Splatoon 1 or 2?
All the Splatoons.
No, Splatoon 2 I think was like in August or
Splatoon
July.
series. Let me look here. So Splatoon 1, let me see here. Merchandise. Release dates. Why did it not? Release dates, Splatoon franchise. Splatoon 1 was May. Splatoon 2 was July. Splatoon 3 was February. So, I mean, that's mostly a summertime, springtime, late winter release. So, if we did it within the first 365 days, we would have all the way up until, if your estimate is correct, going from June, we'd have all the way up to the following June, right? I think it could happen. They could do it again in May of 2026, even as late as then.
Yeah, or it could be January, February game of 2026.
What do you say putting that in the Splatoon 4, in the second column top row?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Because that keeps us from having to worry about it lining up with our free space and screwing up any of our regular verticals or diagonals going from corners to corners. If it doesn't happen, because if you're not confident, I'm pretty confident that we'll see it, and that's why I'm willing to put it in even top row. But I understand your hesitance, but I really do think we'll see that.
Yeah. Well, isn't it like the Splatoon team? Yeah.
What's the Splatoon dev team? What do you got?
It's like this same team as, it's like the same team.
Nintendo Analysis and Development. It was the same team as Animal Crossing. I don't know if they're still. Yeah, I don't know if it's the same people still yet.
Well, I know they share a lot of they all help each other out with stuff.
Yeah. It is research and analysis. Nintendo research and analysis. Or development and analysis. What did I say? Analysis and development is who it is. So, the other thing that was brought up in chat is the mouse feature. So we have the possibility of having a mouse feature. I think that is all but confirmed, and we could confidently put that pretty much anywhere. I would be willing to put that in a prominent corner.
What about the mouse feature? Just that it's a thing?
Yes, because they haven't fully confirmed it. They haven't said that that's happening, but I think it is fair to assume that that is exactly what we're getting. Or do you believe that's a little bit too free of a space?
Well, I mean, I think they showed it, basically, that it's going to have it. Will there be a game? You know how
a game that fully utilizes it?
A game that you can play the whole thing just in the mouse form?
We could do that. I think that does make it a little more interesting rather than just like making it another additional free space.
I mean, it could be like something like Civ 7 where you can use the controls, but the whole game is playable with the mouse feature.
So,
you know what I mean?
Full mouse feature game. Is that how we want to phrase that?
Or release. Yeah, full mouse feature.
Full mouse feature release. That's a little vague. Full mouse feature game. We'll hone that in just a little bit more. Where do you want to put that? Where do you feel confident enough to put that into a corner then?
I think so. Because I think even if Nintendo makes like a small game that would use it.
Okay, we'll tuck it into the right corner, top right corner, and I changed it to full mouse utilization game. Is what I put it as. I feel like that communicates what we're trying to get to the root of a little bit more directly. So full mouse utilization game. Okay. So what do you have? What do you have on your docket that you want to see? And then chat, continue to throw in ideas as we're going through this. Your hopes and dreams, we'll kind of evaluate them and then just try to put them up as a community as a whole into this bingo card together. But Chris, what is something that you want to see a block of? And are you going to say Silk Song?
I'm not going to say Silk Song.
You're not confident enough?
I mean, I believe the cake, but the problem is I've also taken Silk Song as like my fantasy critic for the last like 2 years. So
yeah,
and I had to drop it the last 2 years. So I'm less confident now, but I was pretty confident.
This is as confident as we were with Team October, huh?
Team October, yeah, I still am. Yeah, I think
Farm Sim, says Mrs. Nerdwire.
Yeah. What was the name of that farm sim on Facebook? What was that Facebook one?
It was Farmville, I think, back in the day, wasn't
Farmville, it? Yeah.
They did, it was so good, they did a Farmville 2.
They had like Farmville 5.
I can't believe that. It's so insane to me.
But I think I'm going to say something even more outlandish. I think I'm going to say Elden Ring.
Elden Ring? Oh my gosh. Dude, I would be really stoked about that, but that is extremely outlandish. I am putting that in the kind of a mirrored version of what we did with Splatoon 4. That I am personally not confident that they could get Elden Ring to properly run on that system. It already struggles. It struggles in some ways on the Steam Deck. This system is not as powerful as the Steam Deck based on all of the reviewing. So if From Software dumbs that down enough to make that happen, that would be cool. What I would prefer, and what I think I could see happening faster than that, if Bluepoint ever continued to exist, would have been the Demon Souls remake that they did. Right? I think the Demon Souls remake getting ported over there would be really cool because the original Switch did get Dark Souls.
Yeah, but Demon Souls is a Sony IP.
It is, but it could so easily come over there. It could come over there.
Absolutely not. You'll never see that on
but
anything else.
I'll put it on here.
It's not even out on Steam.
I'll put it on here. I think
Demon Souls?
No, Elden Ring. I'll put it on here. Chat is saying, and I would agree with them, Mario Kart. And I'm gonna put the 9. I'm gonna put the 9 on it, and I think it is a free space, but our corner to corner is gonna look good.
I think it's gonna be Mario Kart X or Cross.
Mario Kart X, Mario Kart. Do we just put Mario Kart only? Is that what we do?
Well, I mean, you might as well just put free space number 2.
I mean, it should be on there. There's no reason we shouldn't look at it. We should add it.
Just write new Mario Kart.
All new Mario Kart. New Mario Kart.
New Mario Kart Deluxe.
Oh no! We're back at it again with new Super Mario Bros. You know what would be crazy if they titled it Super Mario Kart 2. We never got that.
That's true.
Mario Kart Double Dash 2.
Yeah. How they're just gonna release a bunch of games with the number 2 behind it?
They should.
It's gonna be Mario Kart 64 2.
Splatoon 3 2.
Splatoon 2.
Oh my god.
2x2.
Yes. Oh man, but I think new Mario Kart absolutely belongs. We're gonna get one row for sure. We are getting this. This diagonal.
I think if Elden Ring does come out, it will have the DLC as well.
I would agree with that take if it did come out.
What about I think also, so when the Switch came out, Nintendo had a rule that you couldn't just have just a port of a game. So that's why there was some of the games had if it wasn't a new release, you couldn't just port it over. It had to have new content.
Right.
And so that's
they clearly abandoned that rule with Donkey Kong Country Returns HD.
No. Well, look at the eShop every 50 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So I think we're going to see more publishers wanting to be here on day one, and they're going to want their game to launch here with this. And I think in the first year, you're going to get Madden football.
We haven't had Madden on there. That would be interesting.
It was FC, and then for the longest time, it was just FC Legacy Edition.
Yep.
They were just updating the roster.
I'm not the biggest fan of Madden, but I think Madden makes sense. Where do you want that on this chart? How confident do you feel that will happen? Because I think you're right. We are going to see an influx of a lot more third-party support, especially big name third-party support beyond NBA, beyond FIFA, beyond the 3 times they did MLB The Show on there. I think Madden is the one big sports game that has missed the mark on making the transition in the Nintendo Switch. Whether it will be a good release or not is a totally different topic.
Well, yeah, that's not what we're here to talk about.
No.
Here's the thing. I could see it coming out at when the new Madden comes out in September or whatever, having it ready for the Switch.
Oh, like a
too.
launch window title. Before its first holiday in stores?
Well, yeah, whenever the new because the new Madden comes out in September, like the end of August, beginning of September, like when the new season starts. So either I think either it'll come out then, or if they don't have it ready, it'll come out the following season, because they've done that before too. But I mean, with
Toasty says emulator for Nintendo Switch 2 games before the end of the year.
yeah.
Come on, Ryujinx, do your work.
It worked out well for them last time.
So where do you want Madden, though? Do you want it in what column, what row? Because for now, I popped it in 5th column, 4th row, but I'm just popping it in temporarily until you decide where you want it.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to go in any of the diagonals.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like, I'm not confident in the diagonals, but I am confident in the isolated rows.
Yeah.
I mean, we could always put it like nope, never mind. Let me see. Where do we? Oh my gosh, the horizontals I don't love either. You know, but the single column, single row, I'm more comfortable with. I think it honestly doesn't matter. Do you want it here? Are you fine with where I have it?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. I don't feel like I'm going out on a limb here and saying anything other than we have seen a trend with Sony. This is going to be my pick. We have seen a trend with Sony trying to put their games on more than one place as much as they possibly can. We saw Lego Horizon Adventures. We've seen Spider-Man and Final Fantasies come to Steam. We've seen a lot of different things kind of cross-pollinate between consoles. And I do believe Sony will have a larger presence with Nintendo this go around. It's already been kind of thrown around that they've been demoing Final Fantasy VII on that console as a test. And again, it's rumored. It's been thrown around that it's happened though. And I think it would be crazy for there to not be some sort of Sony representation, but I don't want to go that broad and say Sony. Because that feels bad. And I also don't want to do like the free space thing again, and where we've got Mario Kart and Switch 2 and full mouse utilization game. I don't want to say Final Fantasy. Part of me would really love
Square Enix, not Sony.
Yeah, but Sony is the big initiator for that. You know this, and we know it is Square Enix. But I think we could possibly see. I think we could possibly see Spider-Man make the jump to the console. The first Spider-Man, at least.
Spider-Man?
Yeah. With Sony's involvement and wanting to put their stuff on everything, and that game would be the perfect on-the-go game. It would sell bangbusters on Switch too.
Wait, but what?
Not the second one. The very first one for the PS4.
Yeah, but what? But what indication did you say that they have that they would want to do that?
Sony has put enough of their games on plenty of other consoles lately. Enough of their rights and IPs that I think they've recognized that the software is what makes them their money right now. And I think they would want to diversify, very similar to what you're saying, where we'll see more third-party support trying to get in on day and date with Switch 2. I could totally see Sony wanting to step into that and bolster their relationship with Nintendo just a little bit more, especially with the fact that Microsoft also wants to do that.
Well, they have the Lego Horizon.
Mm-hmm. Mentioned it.
But I don't think they want Spider-Man to be associated with PlayStation. Like they even got the.
But they put it on
rights.
Steam.
What? Yeah.
They put it on Steam. What's stopping them from putting it on Nintendo Switch 2? What do you got against Nintendo, Chris?
It's not what I have against them. It's what Sony does. So I'll tell you what. Put Spider-Man in whichever row you don't want to win.
Oh my God!
0% chance that's gonna happen.
Okay. Can I say Final Fantasy?
Yeah, you could say Final Fantasy. I think
7
remake. Yeah,
Oh man, I'm even gonna leave it at just 7 in case we get a port of, of 7 again. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna pop this.
I could see him putting like Astrobot.
Oh
before they
my
would put
god,
Spider-Man.
Nintendo would never allow it. There's no way Astrobot would come to that console.
Well, I think Sony would allow that before Spider-Man.
All right. Well, I've put Final Fantasy VII kind of mirrored from where we put Madden. I feel like it's almost a given that we'll see that. But I also, there's another part of me that's not massively confident that we'll actually see that. If that was just an in-house test that they were trying to show, its tech specs with.
Yeah, I do agree with the chat. I think.
3D Mario.
Well, no. Well, that too, but there's definitely going to be at least one new first-party IP.
Oh yeah. That's going to be day and date in a lot of ways. Remote Play Gaming says Lego Spider-Man Miles Morales.
It would be like remember when they did the chibi version of Final Fantasy 15,
the Pocket Edition. Pocket
Edition, yeah, and it came out on like mobile devices and the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I think Xbox and PlayStation too later, but I'm
just, there's maybe it was just my own desires. I really would like Spider-Man to just come over to my Switch and just let me play it there.
well, then put it there if you want to change it.
No, I'm going to leave it Final Fantasy because you're right. Do I really think it would happen? No, I was trying to put an out of the box kind of guess. We're not at that point yet. We can put in some sure things here. Maybe we'll revisit that thought when we run out of ideas to fill the rest of this board. So, But I do know, I mean, we can guarantee that Nintendo will have a first-party game day and date that the Nintendo Switch console launches. A part of me fully believes that it's going to be the new Mario Kart. I think that will be the launch title for that console. But if it's not, we've had Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda, right? We've had Tears of the Kingdom and Echoes of Wisdom both come out within the past 2 years. So I don't think a 3D or a 2D Zelda is anywhere near ready to be done again unless they remaster Breath of the Wild and bring it out. And I don't necessarily expect that year one. I don't.
With Breath of the Wild, if they were showing it off with that, like showing like, oh look, it can get up to 4K or whatever, I could see that being one where they're like, if you own it on Switch, you get the Switch 2 version.
Yeah, like it's just an update. If
they do it with other games, they're gonna charge.
Well, what I legitimately think is it's just going to be the Switch 1 version, but upscaled and performing better. Period. Just because it's on the being played in the Switch 2. Yeah, I don't think it's even going to require an update. I think you plug in your Switch 1 version of Breath of the Wild, it plays and it just looks better. Very similar to what they did with Hyrule Warriors on the 3DS to the new Nintendo 3DS. So that being said, I think we can count Zelda out of the running for the first year of the Nintendo Switch, unless they do Twilight Princess and Wind Waker remasters. But I think we can count them out.
I do think they'll do that because
you do.
For the last however many years they've had a Zelda game, even if it was like, Skyward Sword or something like that, a new Zelda every year for the last 4 or 5 years.
So let's put Zelda up in the top then. We could do that. I'm fine with that.
Some sort of Zelda.
We'll just put
if it's a remaster,
Zelda.
Remake.
Do we want to put it as a we don't think it's a new game, right? We can hedge.
I don't think it's a new game.
Remaster / remake.
Re-release. Yeah. Remake.
So we'll put that there.
R's: remaster, remake, re-release.
Yep. Hang on one second. Let me just say port as well. We'll just do that. Skyward Sword would be interesting. They already did Skyward Sword though for Switch 1. I don't think they would do it again. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, they did that. Released it with the amiibo.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way you can fast travel is with the amiibo. That's pretty wild.
Yep. But I still do think Zelda is for the most part out. That's just my own take, but I'm willing to agree with you. Mario, I mean, it's been 9 years, right? Since the last 3D Mario. It will have been almost 3 years since the last 2D Mario, and it will have been forever since Mario Maker 2. Do I think Mario Maker 3 is going to happen? I don't. I really don't. I think Mario Maker's done entirely. I would love to be surprised, but I think it's done because the second one did not sell to expectation. It sold way better than the first one, but that was because the first one was on the Wii U. But they continue to not support it. So, I don't know.
I could see a Mario Maker, but I don't know about the first year, but Mario Maker with that mouse control, I think there will be either a Mario Paint or Nintendo Art or Art Academy in the first year.
Mm-hmm. That kind of goes under our full mouse utilization.
Yeah. But there will be some sort of Mario Paint action.
The mouse would absolutely be so good for Mario Maker remote play gaming. I would agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I think I could see that being that not only the mouse for Mario Maker, but then also if you get to come up with crazy designs for if they add Wonder to the palette for Mario Maker.
I am putting, and I don't know if you agree with me, but I'm putting 3D Mario top row, top column, or first column.
Yeah.
Within the first 365 days.
Yeah. Part of me thinks, this 3D Mario could star Donkey Kong, like a 3D Donkey Kong.
And make Mario the villain again?
I don't know about make him the villain, but what if it's like, if it gives you the option to how Mario and Donkey Kong work together, but also fault each other at the same time?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that would be really cool. Mario and Donkey Kong instead of Mario versus Donkey Kong.
Right, yeah.
That'd be really cool. I like that idea.
I think there might be more of a hint that Donkey Kong is in the area than just because I feel like they want to get him out there more because they got this new Mario movie, and then wasn't there a rumor there's going to be a Donkey Kong, or they announced it, a standalone Donkey Kong movie?
There was talk about that, but I don't know how confirmed that was or who that source was either. There's a few other things here that I think chat is mentioning, specifically Toasty. Running down through this Animal Crossing Snipper Clips 2, which I would love, but I don't ever expect another Snipper Clips. The dev team for that is different now anyway. They're doing something else now, aren't they?
Well, they did they did the Crow Country, and then
4K updates for existing games.
I could see them picking up an indie game and being we're going to publish this, and also we're buying the rights from you.
It would be cool.
So before it comes out, but yeah. So when the Switch came out, they had Zelda and
Breath of the Wild and Snipper Clips 2, and not everybody, just 1-2 Switch.
Yeah. I think they're going to have something like Mario Kart plus something like Prime 4 or something.
So here's where I think you're 100% right, and I've talked about it a lot on this show. So good that I'm going to put it right here.
Okay.
Prime 4 Beyond is a launch title. I really do think it is going to be the bridge title between the consoles. I think we're going to see a Switch 1 version of it. And I know it's weird to say that because it's backwards compatible, but I think we're going to see two different carts of it. A Switch 1 version of that cart and a Switch 2 version of that cart. And I think it is going to be a launch title for that. Within that time frame, I would almost even say day and date of the Switch 2 launching.
Yeah.
I would say day and date of the Switch 2 launching for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, more so than I would say Mario Kart. Even though I think Mario Kart would sell gangbangers on that system. But I would argue it's probably going to be that even more so. Now, do I think they could both happen at the same time? Yeah, I think they absolutely could both happen at the same time. It's not typical of Nintendo. They usually wait a month in between games. Because they are not going to have to bolster this system's library. They don't have to do them both at the same time, right?
Right, yeah.
But it could happen.
Because it came out, so the Switch launched March 3rd. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out April 24th. It was like, almost like 2 months later.
Yep. Toasty also mentions Nintendo exec retires or expires, and let's hope Shigeru Miyamoto-san does not expire. we're gonna hope. But I don't think we'll see as long as someone doesn't die. I don't think we'll see a big shakeup of executive power for at least the minimum of the next 5 years. I don't think Doug Bowser's got any danger of going anywhere. I don't think Shigeru Miyamoto is going to do anything but be at Nintendo forever. We've seen Charles Martinet leave. We've got new Kevin Afghani. The museum is opening. Like they've got so much. Donkey Kong Country at Super Nintendo Land is happening. I think that a lot of those people are seeing success like they haven't seen in their 45 years of employment at that company, or whatever it is at this point. 40 years of employment at that company. Right. And I think those people are well locked in for the next little bit until they decide that it is time for them to make a departure from the company on their own. But I don't see anyone doing that right now, especially a lot of those Japanese developers and people who have been part of the old guard for years. I don't see them just leaving.
Yeah, no, I don't think they feel the need to do it.
No, not at all.
Unless the Switch 2 flops or something. But I don't see that happening either.
Not at all.
Which is funny because I don't think either of us even took that into consideration as we're coming up with this list.
No, I didn't. It wasn't anything I was thinking about, but I think there's enough there to kind of say, hey, that I think any concerns around that can be abated pretty well.
Right. I could see it reaching a plateau and then not getting any further if they just don't release the games that we think they will.
Exactly. Mrs. Nerd says Animal Crossing. We talked about this last episode? I think we did. We talked about this last episode where we had like our wish list of things that we wanted. And I had mentioned Animal Crossing's development cycle and kind of where we're at, where it's like every 3 to 5 years you see a new Animal Crossing. Whether it is a mainline title or not, you see a new Animal Crossing. And we are in that time frame to see something new out of that Animal Crossing team. But knowing that or at least thinking it might be the same people doing Splatoon, do they have enough time to divide their attentions? Splatoon 3 and Animal Crossing did not launch at the same time frame, and Splatoon 3 was a year later, correct?
Splatoon 2 came out. When was Splatoon 3? So Splatoon 2 came out.
Oh, they've split, by the way. The Animal Crossing and Splatoon devs have split up. So they're two different teams now.
Okay, yeah.
EPD5 is in charge of Animal Crossing, and now the Nintendo analysis and development team is in charge of Splatoon.
And so, yeah, because they had 2017
planning and development. My apologies. Planning and development.
2020 Splatoon or Animal Crossing came out. But Animal Crossing was supposed to be 2019, but then it got pushed back to March of 2020.
Do you think we could see an Animal Crossing? I have hopes, but I don't know that I could say confidently that yes, that's happening.
I didn't think we would see an Animal Crossing until 2027.
So like
2
the
years.
following year after the Switch 2 is out.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like a year 2 thing.
That would be interesting. I'm willing to put it on here. It is like one of the first things that Mrs. Nerd has recommended that we put that we've actually listened to, because she said NBA 2K14 and Farm Sim, and also said GTA 6 will not come out within the first 365 days of the Switch 2. But that, I don't know that has anything to do with the Switch 2. What about a release of GTA 5 for the Nintendo Switch?
A GTA 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've milked that for everything it's worth. Maybe they can get their last little pennies out of it, putting it on the Switch too. But would you be willing to put some Animal Crossing up on here?
Yeah, I would love for an Animal Crossing come out in the first year.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it directly across from Final Fantasy VII in the same column as Madden. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Cool. Animal Crossing, directly across from Final Fantasy VII and directly vertically down from Full Mouse Utilization Game and above Madden. So, not in one of the crosses, whether it be diagonal or vertical, parallel, perpendicular. What do you got, Chris? What's on your mind? What else would you like to add to this list?
What else would I like to add?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna see a Mario sports game.
Oh my God, no, not another one.
We're getting one. I think.
We're well behind for one. What sport is it gonna be?
I mean, it's got to be tennis or golf.
We've already done tennis or golf. The one thing we haven't gotten was Sluggers. We haven't gotten a Mario Sluggers.
Namco.
Was that Namco?
Yeah.
Tennis, golf, strikers, sluggers, NBA 3-on-3.
Wait, NBA Street?
Yeah, NBA Street 3-on-3 basketball with Mario, Peach, and Luigi, and then they were their own team, and then it was all the regular basketball players. We haven't seen one of those in a while.
That was great. I played that a lot. I also liked the Square Enix 3-on-3 hoops, right, for the DS.
Mm-hmm. We also haven't gotten a Mario Sports Mix in a while. We also haven't gotten a Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, nor will we.
I can even see the mix, the sports mix, coming out on the OG Switch.
It could be interesting. Do you want me to just put it as Mario Sports and not as a specific tie-in to any specific sport?
I don't know what sport it'll be, but I think there will be a Mario sport.
Where do you want it? Before I put this on this list, because if you ruin our near perfect diagonal row, I'll be very sad. We have one thing that I think is perfect right now that we will definitely get, and it is the diagonal from bottom left to top right.
We could put it under Animal Crossing.
Oh, okay. Very confident, I see.
Well, no, not that I'm confident, just that I don't think we're getting that row anyway. But I guess it is the middle row.
Yeah.
But I think our diagonal row. What do we have to? What are we gonna put in that diagonal empty spot to get the full list?
Silk Song, of course. Duh. No, it's never happening. I think, if I just put the word Kirby there, I think we can lock it in.
Kirby?
Just the word Kirby. Or, let me pitch it to you this way. An announcement of the next Smash Bros. Not the next Smash Bros, but the announcement.
So the announcement will be made within 1 year.
Within 1 year of the Switch 2 happening. What do you think? How are you feeling about that? Do you think we can protect that diagonal that way?
I think we protected a lot more with Kirby than we would.
Can I still put it in here? But maybe like down here on the on this spot. So if we did Smash, Samish,
reveal.
Smash, reveal, yeah. What do you think? Chat's saying Kirby game too. And I think Kirby is kind of a safe bet in a lot of ways.
Count? Or is it gonna count if it is like Robobobot on
like a
Switch
remake?
One?
I would say.
Yeah.
I would say yeah. Wait, hold on. On the Switch One, no.
Because if it's on Switch One, but also playable on Switch 2.
I don't think they would do that. I don't think they would release a Switch 1 game after the Switch 2 is out. They're very quick to move on. They do their bridge title and then they're done. Nintendo is always.
I don't. Hold on.
I like Kirby. Well, let me be clear. I like the idea of a Kirby game being on this list. I only like the very first Kirby for the Game Boy and Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. That is it.
When did the other one come out?
Which one? Kirby games for Switch. Oh, Star Allies? Star Allies was a launch window title.
No, it was hold on, I'm trying to
see. We had Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, Kirby's Dream Buffet, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Kirby Fighters 2, Super Kirby Clash, Kirby Star Allies. Those were the main ones that were released for the Switch. So 6 games released on the Switch within the 8 years that it was out. Before they did Switch 2. Kirby Star Allies was a launch year. Kirby Super Clash, I'm pretty sure was also a launch year title. Kirby Fighters 2 was out 2 years into it. Kirby and the Forgotten Lands was out 3 years into the Switch's life cycle. Kirby's Dream Buffet, I think, came out 2 years ago. And then Return to Dreamland Deluxe was last year.
I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about they're
I wasn't talking about that. Be nicer.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to think of. What I couldn't remember what it was that I was talking about, which was Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story came out on the 3DS in January of 2019. So it came out almost 2 years after the release of the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if they
but
are
the 3DS was still doing numbers in a different way, where it was a division of handheld development versus a division of home console development. And I think at the time, Nintendo's perception of this is, yes, this is a handheld, but this is our flagship all-in-one handheld home console experience. Remote play gaming. My gosh, I can't read. Remote play gaming over on the YouTube channel says Metroid: Samus Returns was after Switch as well, and I agree with that. But I think in the development cycle for what Nintendo was doing, they still had not consolidated their development teams into one in-house team that is focusing solely on one console.
Well, and Samus Returns was like that October, right? Or was it the year after? 2018.
2018, I'm pretty sure. Samus Returns. I can tell you. No, 2017. It was 2017 as well, but it was in like September.
Remember they had the Direct.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, during like the Treehouse,
mm-hmm.
they just were like, "Oh, by the way, we're releasing this in September." And it's like, what?
Yep, it was 2017 as well. So almost 9 months after the Switch One launched.
Yeah, I think if they do release Kirby Robobobot, it will be. I think it will be on. I wouldn't be surprised. I could see it being something like, a Game Boy Color version of the game where if you play it on the Switch 2, it has Switch 2 features, but it is also playable on Switch 1.
Mm-hmm. So are you saying Kirby game, and you're saying Planet Robobot as a remake?
Well, I don't know if it's Robobobot, but that's
Robobobot.
Robobobo.
So do you want to put Kirby into this line? Into this diagonal line that we have here?
I think Kirby will give us that line.
You think Kirby will get us that line?
Yeah, I think so. What do you think?
I'm down for it. I am, with the fact that they have consistently done Kirby games and we have not seen another Kirby game in a while, and I would love to see a follow-up.
Right?
I would love to see it. Well, I mean, we got more than 3D one. We got Dream Buffet, which was a free-to-play experience, and then we got the Return to Dreamland Deluxe remake. But we had I would really like to see something new out of the Kirby team, and we haven't gotten anything new in like 3 to 4 years, maybe even longer than that. No, 3 years, because I played it whenever I was moved into this house. So 3 years. I think it's time to see something new out of the Kirby team. So I would be interested to see if that happens, and I think it could, and I do think that would nab us the year. We're just gonna be sitting on pins and needles until the end of that year to see whether or not we get this whole diagonal line here. All right, so now we're getting into the wacky and zany. We've made some predictions that I think are all but confirmed in a lot of ways, and we've made some off the wall predictions like Madden, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy VII, which I think would be interesting. What else do you want to see, Chris? What do you want to see? That's the question. I'll ask this of both chats, YouTube, Twitch. What else do you guys want to see that you're confident that we could probably get a bingo on if we do this?
Hades 2.
Oh, Hades 2, that's a given. That's a given. I would agree with that. If it ever gets out of
too good.
If it ever gets out of
early access, but they said early access was going to last about a year, and it came out like May 8th. So
that game did so good. Hades 1 did so good on Switch. I think we'll absolutely see Hades 2.
There was a no-clip documentary where they talked about it, and they were like, they didn't expect it to sell as well as it did.
There's a part of me that legitimately does want to put Silksong within the first 365 days, but I won't. Instead, I will say Mina the Hollower.
Mina the Hollower.
Yep, the Yacht Club Games game.
Yeah.
I think that one is an indie that we can probably expect within that year of the launch. Obviously, there's a demo that's available that was not public. I don't know if they haven't put out a public demo available yet, have they?
They have not. No, they talked about it. The community manager was on the Giant Bomb show, like after hours show of the Game Awards, where a bunch of people got together and just sat on a couch and talked. Mm-hmm. She was on there, and she said the reason why it's taking so long is because they come up with an idea, they've been refining the idea, and then that idea, once it's refined, it gives them an idea to add something else, and they just haven't said no to anything, and they just keep adding to it. So she's like, we're not sure when it's going to come out. So that's the only.
I had an idea of something that we didn't put on here that we probably could, and that we should, and that we could move Kirby off for.
Yeah.
Here's my idea. Are you ready?
Okay. Well, all right.
Alt color Joy-Con. I think we would see different color. I think we could see at least even a reflection version of it, so you can get matching Joy-Con. So you can have the blue highlights on both, or red highlights on both. I think we see alt color Joy-Con, even if it is as simple as that. I think we see a different color set of Joy-Con that are available. Oh, Luigi's Mansion 4 would be so good, by the way. I would be very down for that. They've been kind of pumping that system, or that series.
Yeah. And it sold really well. What did it sell, like 17 million?
Yeah, it was
21 million?
it was dumb good numbers out of that series in ways that you wouldn't necessarily expect. In the first 365 days, though, that's a question I have for you. Do you think it could happen in the first 365 days? Sims Herbs, get out of here. Someone Toasty saying Switch Fit, and then says, "Okay, I don't want that," and I agree. I don't need Switch Fit. Switch Fit Adventure. Switch 2 Fit Adventure.
Okay, so I don't think Luigi's Mansion 4 is gonna come out this Halloween,
Right.
and they'll probably want to release it around then. So I could see them
gosh, why didn't I
releasing
think of
it
that?
the following October.
Yeah, I could see that within year 2 of Switch 2. Year
Yeah.
2, for sure, but I don't see it being in October. Which is, man, and RPG is saying the same thing. LM4 feels like a year 2 or 3 October game, and
Yeah,
I think they're right.
because Strikers was 2022,
Mhm.
and then there was like 3 years between their other game.
One thing that we didn't consider, and I think we should absolutely consider, is Pokemon Legends Z to A. That one's kind of our actual confirmed one. That could finish this row off in a perfect way.
What was announced for
Nintendo Switch systems.
Switch, but not Switch 2?
Systems is how they phrased it. Nintendo Switch systems.
I think you just screwed yourself.
Do you really think that? Do you think we should swap it back? Maybe put Legends down in the bottom right and put the alt color Joy-Con back where we had it?
Yeah, they're always taking their time releasing those games on the other systems. Like when, the 3DS came out, they still released Black 2, White 2 on the original DS, and they didn't care about the other one.
So one of the things that it said at the very end is it had the Switch logo in the trailer and the Game Freak's logo, but then they added at the very end of it that it will be launching on Nintendo Switch systems, plural. And I don't know if we should take that as like you can play it on your Switch Lite and your original Nintendo Switch, or if we can take that as it will be coming to both the Nintendo Switch consoles, Switch 1 and Switch 2. It's just a weird way to phrase that because no one's ever really said it that way. Switch systems, when it comes to the Switch Lite and the Switch regular size and OLED being separate identities within that family of consoles. They've always just referred to that whole thing as coming to Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. I don't think. I mean, we could get a Switch 2 version, but I think it's definitely coming to Switch.
I'm gonna put it in here, and I'm gonna put it in one of the diagonals, right in the diagonal with Hades 2 and 3D Mario.
We got another diagonal fill.
Yeah, we do. We've got another diagonal to fill. We've almost got both diagonals done, and we have one row actually complete. Mina the Hollower, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Kirby, Hades 2, and Madden. And boy, that is a long shot row in a lot of ways.
Yeah, we got that row plus the diagonal.
Yep, which is a good diagonal with new Mario Kart, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Switch 2 launch, alt color Joy-Con, and full mouse utilization game. It is clean. It is clean. So I've thrown in Pokemon Legends from chat. I recommended Mina the Hollower. The last thing you said was Hades 2. What do you see? What do you want? It can even be something as simple as a brand new case from Hori. That's a guarantee. That's a free space.
I think I'm torn between two options that I'm thinking.
Okay.
Because I think we could get Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, man, that would be really cool. We got Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 on there. Granted, they're like really old games.
And I think within the first year, we're going to get at least one of the games that came to the Switch as a cloud game is getting a native version on the Switch too.
Kingdom Hearts.
Maybe not Kingdom Hearts, but yeah.
Control. Resident Evil.
Like the Resident Evil games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Within the first 365 days, are you confident enough to put that bottom middle?
Well, with the rest of the stuff on the list, yeah, with Elden Ring, yeah, yeah, we'll get at least one.
Cloud-based physical release.
Or native release. I don't know. Maybe it will be download only, but like
native release. Yeah, maybe we should say it that way. Native.
I could see Resident Evil 2 or 3 coming as just a native Switch version without the cloud.
Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. We may have to explain what that wording is. I might want to refine that wording just a little bit. Toasty in live chat says Pal World.
Yeah, well.
That's not gonna happen
until the lawsuit's over.
Oh man, I mean, this is only $30,000. They got that. I don't know if that'll ever happen. That is absolutely some sarcasm there, though. So we have a vertical, we have 2 rows, and we have a diagonal. We have one more diagonal to fill, and that diagonal is 3D Mario, Switch 2 launch, Hades 2, and Pokemon Legends Z to A. RPG over on the YouTube channel says Cyberpunk. We have Pikmin 5 in the live chat over here on Twitch. Between those two, I think they both have kind of a good chance to come. I could be wrong on that, but I could see them both having kind of a good chance to make their way to this console.
What, in the first year? Wait,
yeah, in the first year of the Nintendo Switch.
Pikmin 5, and what was the other one?
Pikmin 5 and Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, Cyberpunk I could see.
Yep.
Because I was thinking if it's not Elden Ring, I could see Cyberpunk being, because they like went back and like refined it and got it to work. It's even like verified on Steam Deck now.
Yeah.
It's running at 30 frames a second, but you know, with DLSS.
Yeah, and the frame additions, the fake frames. I like Cyberpunk. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Where are we putting it?
I'm not drastically confident in it. But I'm not 100% against it.
Well, I mean, they got The Witcher. When did Witcher come out? Was that 2018 or 2019?
That was within. I think that was within the first 2 years. Cyberpunk. Let's put it kind of in the middle, out of the way, just a little bit though. Out of the way of a diagonal or a vertical that we like truly believe in. It is in the middle. Right, so it is in the middle row, but at the end of that, we have Mario Sports title.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that came out in 2019.
So it's second year. But 2 years in.
We can't really judge how this was
absolutely not.
It would have came sooner if these all the publishers and stuff were caught off guard by how popular the Switch was.
Yeah.
And so that's why it kind of took a little longer. I think with this, they're just anticipating it being popular, and they want their game there at launch or close to it so that they can have it come out and then...
You know what I've heard rumors of?
What?
Halo.
Yeah, I could see like Sea of Thieves, like
the way you went about Halo. You don't think Halo's gonna make its way over?
Well, no, yeah, I do think Halo will. It's like one of those things where it's like, I think
it's not exciting.
No, it's not exciting. It was like, oh wow, Sega's releasing a game on the GameCube. It's so wild, and then it was like. It was like Sonic Adventure 2 Deluxe or whatever it was.
Yeah, well, it was a different cut, but I don't think they called it Deluxe. I think it was Sonic Adventure Battle 2.
DX, or was that what it was?
I don't think it was DX.
Was that the one on the...
I don't think it was DX. But it was Sonic Adventure Battle 2, and that was kind of the big surprise. And then they did, I keep wanting to say Triforce Heroes, but that's not it. It's Sonic Heroes, where they had like the 3 people. The 3 characters that you could play as. It was a team racer essentially. But no, like we've got Ubisoft as well, and I think we can probably almost guarantee Assassin's Creed's going to be there year 1.
Yes.
Is it
I
new
think-
Assassin's Creed or a remake of an old? Or a re-release of an old, rather?
I think Shadows will be there before the
Assassin's
end of the
Creed Shadows?
year. Yeah, that's the new one.
Let's pop it in. Assassin's Creed Shadows. AC Shadows.
Okay, so it was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and then
That's what I
Sonic
said.
Adventure DX Director's Cut.
Oh,
So that's why I was
yeah.
thinking
It
of
was the
DX.
first. It was the first Sonic Adventure. They
So that came
redid
out
it for
later,
that.
but I think Sonic 2 came out first. Sonic Adventure 2, and then there
Will
was,
Miles has a couple of options
Billy
here.
Hatcher and the Giant.
Will Miles has a couple of options here from the YouTube chat. He says, Tamagotchi Life. I'm going all in on the Master Chief Collection. It's happening. First portable Halo game, if true. Do we want to put Halo on here? Because I think if Will Miles over on the YouTube chat is going to be putting it in that hard, we should absolutely just accept that and put it on this list. Because I've heard the rumors too.
What, a Master Chief Collection?
Halo in general.
Yeah, I think the Master Chief Collection will come out for sure.
What about up here? Top row, fourth column. Halo.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That puts us with 3D Mario, Splatoon 4, Zelda Remake, Remaster Port, Halo, and full mouse utilization game. And that feels like a very solid row in a lot of ways. I think Halo would be a great addition, and RPG also adds Phil Spencer appears in the actual presentation in April. I added the in April part. They didn't add the rest of that, but they did say the rest.
if Phil, yeah, he could be like, he could be the one that comes out to like introduce the trailer that shows a bunch of the Microsoft games coming.
Now you see Hi-Fi Rush blow by. You see.
Nope, you're not going to see Hi-Fi Rush. They don't own that anymore. I told you.
Listen, a man can dream. Let him dream. Oh man,
I could see Sea of Thieves for sure, and then
Sea of Thieves would be a nice return to form for Rare to come to a Nintendo console again. It'd be so cool. Beyond Rare Replay, which was a horrible port of the Rare Replay. I think it would be really, really cool. That being said, am I willing to save the first 365 days?
Of what? Sea of Thieves?
Yeah, of Switch 2 launching. The first 365 days of Switch 2 launching, we see Sea of Thieves.
I think we'll see it the day it comes out.
Oh my God. All right. We'll put it on here. Is that what's going to be going in our diagonal of 3D Mario, Sea of Thieves, Switch 2 launch, Hades 2, and Pokemon Legends Z to A?
Sure. I don't know.
I hate that.
I might be a little too confident saying it's going out.
You're real confident in it.
Yeah.
Well, the other option is to put it vertically in the Zelda Remaster Remaker port, or put it, and that would still be in the Final Fantasy VII Alt Color Joy-Con Animal Crossing row. Or put it vertically in the Halo Alt Color Joy-Con Hades 2 Elden Ring column, which I'm a little more confident with, actually, the more I think about that. That does crush our horizontal of Assassin's Creed Shadows, Cyberpunk, Switch 2 launches, Sea of Thieves, and Mario Sports title. GTA 6 is your wild card. We talked about maybe putting GTA 5 and squeezing the last little bit of milk out of that udder they possibly can out of GTA 5 on the Switch 2 before GTA 6 comes out.
Yeah, I don't see GTA 6 coming, at least not in the first year. Because they'll release it on consoles, and then like about 15 months later it'll come to PC, and then after that they'll consider putting it on Switch. But at the same time, Switch 2, but at the same time, it's supposed to be this year, but I don't think it's coming out till 2026.
Mm-hmm. I will say, RPG also had a Banjo-Kazooie announcement at Nintendo Direct. Grant Kirkhope, even as recently as like this past 2 weeks, has said he does not think that a Banjo-Kazooie will ever happen again. And the reasons that he stated is there's just not the right platform for that. Microsoft isn't the right place for it. But B, even if it came out in the right place and gamers bought it, it would be lambasted because it's not the original 2. And so he doesn't believe that another Banjo-Kazooie is ever happening. This is Grant Kirkhope himself saying that, the dude who did music for it.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, I think Banjo. Unfortunately, I'm feeling like Banjo is dead. I feel like Banjo is dead. Banjo's dead. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Let's remember Banjo. Just for a second.
Yeah.
The closest you're getting is a Smash announcement.
Him and Smash. Yeah.
Then we've got lame Sonic game in the Twitch live chat. How are you feeling about Sonic the Hedgehog getting representation here? I think it's pretty confident vote. But I don't know what they have up their sleeve. I mean, they've done Frontiers, and I don't see another 3D Sonic game coming for a while. We're definitely never getting Mania 2. Man, like there is so much that could be done with Sonic, but I think we're kind of in between development cycles for that because they did Sonic Superstars recently too, right around the same time that Mario Bros. Wonder happened. I mean, it was literally the same time Mario Bros. Wonder happened. So I think they do tend to put out a lot more Sonic stuff. Sonic Racing.
Right,
they announced the new Sonic Racing was coming, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sonic
did we get
Racing.
A date for that?
That's what I'm looking up.
It
New.
might just say 2025.
Crossworlds. What's it called? I'm going to the website right now. Sonic Racing. No, just says coming soon. No date. So Sonic Racing Crossworlds.
Well, yeah, I think if that does come out, well, which I think it will, but I think that'll be in the first.
Yep. I'm gonna put it right in this diagonal. Crossworlds. I can't put it all in one line because the text is too big. So I'm gonna have to split Crossworlds. It's one word. Look it up the right way. I think that RPG also adding Hori mouse controller. I think it's going to be a peripheral that makes it feel more like a mouse in your hand. If they do that, I think that would be really cool. Like to widen it out and make it feel wider and more like a mouse rather than this thin like stick with 2 buttons on the top that you're wiping around.
Yeah.
I could totally see that happening. If that doesn't happen, plenty of people are going to 3D print them. It'll be fine. You'll be able to get something that does that.
It'll be fine. Yeah.
We have one spot. What do we do?
I think we know what to do.
What do we do? Tell me. Shadow drop day 1. The Switch 2 itself gets shadow dropped. They don't even tell us the date. It's just like, all right, it's available today. Go get it.
Switch Lite. Yeah, no. I don't know. We only got one thing left.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
We've done games. We've done announcements. We've done some peripherals. We've done features. Man, it is hard because it is one singular space.
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
What about that play test that they had?
Oh my god.
What if that game comes out?
The NSO playtest game?
Yeah. Comes to NSO in the first year.
It would make
of
sense.
The Switch 2.
You know what? Let's do even better. Do you see that? Do you see what I wrote?
System. Okay. Okay.
Oh man. Dude, legitimately, I don't think that will ever happen. I really don't. But I really, really, really want it. I do want it so bad. There's so many GameCube games that I would love to play. F-Zero GX, Super Mario Sunshine, rather than having to buy the 3D All-Stars collection and play a subpar version of it that's cropped.
Right? Yeah.
You know, there are so many games. Luigi's Mansion 1, because we can't play Luigi's Mansion 1 on the Switch. Freaking give me Ikaruga. Give me Chibi Robo. Give me what other great games did we have on GameCube? Pikmin, even though you can buy that right now. You can buy Pikmin 1 and 2. I really want that. Cube of Get Out. The Game Boy Advance player. The Game Boy player.
Yeah, that's no, please.
Isn't that already kind of in there? Like with the Game Boy NSO? But I do think legitimately NSO expansion editions is what I'm going to put on here. I don't think it's going to be GameCube. I really don't. But I think
it could be a new 99 game or something like that.
You see more 99 games. You see expansion on what your Nintendo Switch online membership can do. Maybe they do something with additional DLCs. Maybe they do something along the lines of actually giving the Miiverse back to us. I still want the Miiverse back. OG Switch model called Switch Mini for $179, like a Wii Mini or new 2D. Oh my god, the brilliant. I think it's hard for them to do that with the Switch Lite being in existence.
I feel like the reason that they did the Game Boy Micro was because they had to make the Game Boy Advance was going to be in the DS. So in order to get it to fit, they had to make it really small. And then they were like, hey, we could make a system for this. And then they kind of just sort of did that because they were just, everyone was saying yes.
Yep. You know what I could also see happening with that rather than expansion editions? I could see a price hike rather than not giving us anything extra. Like I could see them upping the price on it.
Yeah, the addition is just them increasing the price.
That's the addition. That's what you get. Thank you for being a loyal customer.
Right, exactly.
I don't know, but are you fine with what we have here?
Yeah. What about you?
I'm stoked about what we have here. I think we have the possibility of at minimum 3 really good rows. We're going to check in on this bingo board over the next year and a half, essentially, because I think we're going to be waiting till June for the Switch 2 to launch. But you've seen here our predictions, our hopes, our dreams, what we expect to happen. Come April, we'll be re-reviewing this. So this is going to be long-term content for this, is that we're going to have this on here. And I want to thank the community for submitting some ideas as we've been adding them in here as well. And Chris, you did a freaking awesome job coming up with some really good off-the-wall things that I wasn't even thinking about, like Hades 2. Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, yes.
But I think overall we're definitely going to get, and it's going to be Mario Kart Prime 4, Switch 2 launch, alt-color Joy-Con, and full mouse utilization game. I think if we get anything, we're going to get one bingo. But put your guess here. What do you think? How many bingos do you think we're going to hit on this bingo board? How many do you really genuinely believe we'll hit? I'm going to say 3.
You think we're going to hit 3?
Mm-hmm. I think we're going to hit 3. Do you want to know my 3? How many do you? Let me ask you. How many do you think we're going to hit, and then tell me what your amount are. Which one they are.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Holy cow! Okay, well let me tell you my 3 then. Since you're saying 5, I'll tell you my 3. I think that it is. Let me see. Can I do this? I think it is this one. Can I make that thicker? I need to make that outline thicker. I think it's this one. I think it is. I think legitimately do think. This one, the Final Fantasy VII, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, NSO expansions, All Color Joy-Con, and Animal Crossing. I do think that, and I think it is this vertical one, the Zelda Remaster Remake port, the NSO expansion editions, the Switch 2 launches, the Kirby, and the cloud-based native release.
Okay, so I think all the way to the left, Mario down to Mario Kart.
Ooh, confident with Mina the Hollower with me. I'm hoping. I really do hope that happens.
True, because I love Yacht Club games.
Shovel Knight's good. Shovel Knight's a good time.
And then right next to it, with Splatoon 4 down to Smash reveal.
You believe in my Smash reveal? You believe in that for me?
Yeah. I think we'll get it in the February Direct of 20.
I don't know why I got so excited that you believed in my Smash reveal. I'm going to be honest that it was so genuine. Like, you believe in that for me? Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, I can see that. What else do you got? The three that I did? Obviously, the diagonal from bottom left to top right.
The diagonal, yeah. And then I also think we're going to get middle.
The full middle, like I selected?
Shadows to Mario Sports.
Oh, no, the other middle. Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. See if these would be good. So we kind of went a couple different directions. What else do you have? Did you have another one? Did I miss it?
I might have had another one. I could also see the bottom row.
Elden Ring is the only one that holds me up on that one. It's the only title in that holds me up.
Nintendo and Namco have a great relationship.
They do, but does Nintendo and FromSoft?
Well, I mean, they have a...
I didn't see Armored Core 6 come to Switch.
They have a Dark Souls amiibo.
Where's my Fires of Rubicon? Oh,
That's
man.
True. Where is it? Yeah. I think we could... A bunch that we can... Either we'll have a bunch that we ended up getting, or we'll have a bunch that are all missing one.
Yep.
You know, we'll have like 4 that are all missing one.
It's gonna be sad if that's the case. That's gonna be so sad. Well, that's been the main topic for today. Make sure that you guys keep checking in with us over the next 365 plus days after the Switch launches. Again, we're gonna be reviewing our bingo board at the April event where they do the deep dive on everything Switch 2 on the Direct. And we're just going to be kind of keeping up with this throughout the year and getting excited about the things we can cross off and say, hey, we did it, chat and us. Thank you guys for being a part of the live voting on what's going to go on here. Especially big shout outs to Remote Play Gaming, Will Miles over on YouTube, and Toasty and Mrs. Nerd for participating over here on the Twitch side of things. Very excited. Very excited. We do have just another category here that we need to be diving into with the show, but you have anything else that you'd like to say, Chris, before we dive into the Nintendo Fast Forward?
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, let's go fast forward and see what we got coming out this week. What do we got, Christopher, for the games this week? I realized I had the wrong thing up.
Okay, so we definitely have, I did not get to check my embargo, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. This is a game. Citizen Sleeper 1 is out. Citizen Sleeper 2 is coming out on January 31st. It's on sale right now. Normally it's $24.99, but is now on sale for $22.49. 10% off until Valentine's Day. So sweet of them. But yes, this is definitely a game with a lot of reading, and I hate reading, but I love this game, so that should tell you. The writing is really good, and it's got like a lot of dice rolling, which I know you've been into lately with your
heck yeah.
tabletop
Heck yes.
role playing. Yeah, and so it's like kind of like you go through and you got to roll the dice, and then you got to sleep, and then wake up the next day, and then you refresh your rolls and kind of do stuff like that, and you pick different characters that you want to play, and they each kind of have their own story, and go from there. But yeah, a lot of reading, a lot of rolling, and a lot of playing. So it is definitely they also did this thing where they have hunger and stuff in this game now. Like if you're hungry, like it can mess up your rolls and might take dice away from every dice that you roll. But the first game had like this stuff, I forget what it was called, but you had to take, if you ran out of it, it was game over, and then you would just have to start over again. And they got rid of that with this one, and now they penalize you for being hungry and stuff, or not being well rested enough, but you can just pay however much it is to sleep at the inn, or eat at the inn, and then you eat, and then that's gone. So there is that. Yeah, I've been playing this on Steam and really enjoying it. And
it's got one heck of a design language. I love the way this game looks artistically, and the way they've done their UI. Everything looks really, really cool. I like their color schemes that they did with the black, yellow, and white. I always think that color scheme just pops in such a way that's just so pretty to look at a lot of times. Very, very cool. How much did you say this one was? It's not showing up on my screen here.
Yeah, I see that. That's weird. It is $24.99 on sale right now for $22.49.
Oh, there we go. I finally got it to load. On sale until Valentine's Day. 2:59 a.m. on Valentine's Day. So if you have a Valentine, share it. I need to try the first one. There was an article that recently came out, or not even an article, a podcast from Brian Shea. If you guys are familiar with all things Nintendo, he had on a guest this past week, and they were talking about why it's important that you should not sleep on Citizen Sleeper. And listen to it. He already sold me on it because I hadn't played the first one. I really liked the design language in the first one as well and how it looked. Yeah. Because it's very similar. But I want to give that one a try. We should go try it.
I will say, if you don't want to buy it, but you wanted to check it out, this is on Game Pass, so you can play it on there.
Very cool. What else we got? I see what else we got on this next one.
Speaking on games on subscription services, we've got Hello Kitty Adventure Island finally out on the Nintendo Switch, coming out on the 30th. So to be out on Thursday, it is $39.99, but there's a digital deluxe edition, which is $60. But yeah, this is just Animal Crossing, sort of, right?
It's Animal Crossing adjacent, I would say. It's
like a life sim kind of.
It is structured very similarly in the sense that, you've got a camp that you're all going to, and you've got these cute characters to talk to. But in every other sense of this game, it is significantly more in depth. You get a mission system. I've played a lot of this game back when it launched on Apple Arcade. And I was genuinely surprised because I'm not necessarily the biggest Hello Kitty fan or Cinema Roll fan or whatever that Agretzko character is. Like, I'm not a fan of these characters, but I was very much a fan of the gameplay loop in this one, where the mission system and the way that you complete those and the way you're progressively unlocking places on the island to go to are so rewarding. And it has this puzzle game aspect built into it, where you enter these dungeons, and they are these, like, in some ways, puzzle platformer sections where you'll get like these resources that allow you to advance your island as well. Really, really solid experience. And if you liked Animal Crossing, but you wish that there was more to do, because I found myself, in year 2 of playing Animal Crossing, I didn't have anything else to do. I completed my museum. I'd met every villager I could ever want. This game gives you plenty to do and does it in a very, very cutesy art style in a way that I would absolutely recommend this game to people who haven't tried it. That said, that price tag kind of hits me in the gut because I downloaded it for free on Apple Arcade and got to try it. And it's still on there. Like,
you didn't download it for free, but yes.
I mean, I have Apple, the big Apple package that gets me Apple TV and cloud storage and everything
Apple
else.
One Plus or whatever.
Yeah. But so it felt like free, but you're right, it wasn't free.
It does have two-player online.
It does. It does. It is very cool, and I 100% recommend this game. I 100% recommend this game in a lot of ways, and it doesn't make you feel bad if you miss a day going in and playing it. That's another thing that sometimes I hate about stuff like Animal Crossing, where I show up and my villagers are sad walking around. This game doesn't make you feel that way if you miss a day playing it. So,
yeah.
How much is this one? Sorry, $39.99,
$59.99. There is a deluxe edition that gives you like more outfits and things for $60.
Yeah, you can see those outfits and furniture items and some different things like that shown on here. Not even furniture items so much, because you are gifting out furniture to other people, but building up the island is the important piece. So, very, very cool. Yeah. And then we've got what else?
Then we also have Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero, which is pretty wild that we're getting, because a lot of times what they'll do is release like ports of like PSP games and things, right? Or Vita games or whatever, but this is
where's my Gravity Rush?
Right, but this is just like a sequel to one of those old games, and I couldn't believe it that it's actually getting, Phantom Brave is getting a sequel, and it is.
Sorry, I saw that digital price tag being a 3-digit number and almost died just then. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, it is $59.99. Comes out on Thursday the 30th. It's $59.99 for the game, but then they also have the digital deluxe edition, which is $110, and that includes, it's like the Lost Hero pack, which is like the season pass, which comes with like a bunch of outfits and things and different characters to join your party. There's like I think there's 3 different story modes come as well. They're all coming out in 2025, so there's that. But yeah, Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero, at least $59.99.
If you do spring for the $110 version, you get the bonus story Parallel Siblings, a scenario about Castile, the Chroma, and Walnut, characters from Phantom Brave, joining the party, coming early 2025. The bonus story Heroes of the Past, a scenario about Scarlet and Sprout, characters from Phantom Brave, joining the party, coming early 2025. And bonus story The Wandering Pirate, a scenario about Samyoi from Bar. And then ellipses, because it doesn't say anything further, and Nintendo added software description provided by the publisher. So who knows what Bar is, but you get it. You get it. If you spend $110, you get Bar. Oh man, that price tag, that's hurtful, man. Like, I was very surprised to see that dollar amount being added onto there. I was like, oh, whoa.
Yeah, they do that with their games. They'll release like digital deluxe editions and then just add a bunch of costumes and various things.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, that's the episode. There was a lot that we talked about. There's a lot of hopes. There's a lot of dreams. We put them all onto an actual sheet so you guys know. Next week, hopefully we have something else to talk about on here rather than Nintendo Switch 2 news. Or maybe we get actual Nintendo Switch 2 news and it not be a rumor. I will take that as well. But I'm ready to talk about something else. Come on, Nintendo. Give me something to talk about with my good friend Chris. Chris,
Well,
where can they find you, my good friend?
like pretty much Super Nintendo on pretty much everything.
You can go to his link tree.
Yeah, just go to the link tree for crying out loud. How about you? Where the heck are we gonna find you?
You can find me over at nerdwireplays.com for everything me. I'm mostly only active on Twitch, and I am active every stupid day on Twitch all the time, every day. It is. I am playing games. I have went through so many games this last week. It's not even funny. I rolled credits legitimately between the last 2 weeks. I think I've rolled credits on like 8 or 9 different games. It's been.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's crazy. I just finished Metroid Prime Remastered for the Nintendo Switch, and then we started up Metroid Dread. We're working on Earthbound tomorrow. So if you want to come by and hang out and watch Chris be the king of Pooh, the Prince of Pooh himself, you can come and watch you, Chris. You're the Prince of Pooh in Earthbound. That's the character I named after you, the Prince of Pooh.
That's very kind of you.
You're very welcome. He's the strongest alive. He's a good man. But yeah, come and find me.
Yeah.
Come find me. You are the strongest alive. You're a good man.
I was gonna say
you did defeat Thyroid Cancer.
Yeah, that's true, and we haven't talked that as much. But I do have a Steam Deck again, and so I've been. I downloaded a bunch of games and I'm ready to play them.
That'd be awesome. That'd be freaking cool. You should play
I'm
them.
gonna start streaming in the morning starting tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow at what time?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go visit. Actually, I'm going to drop a Twitch shout out over here for you. Go visit his channel. Give him a follow, and then go say hi tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. It'll be a good time. He's going to be playing whatever he feels like. Who could know? Who could know?
Yeah, some random indie games.
Yep, it'll be a fine time. https://www.twitch.tv/Super Nintendad. I just put it over in YouTube. I put it over on the YouTube chat too. So go give him a follow. Go hang out with him. It'll be a good time. That being said, you know that you can catch all of our past episodes in video form over at youtube.com/@the-Nintendo-Rewind. Visit our sites for links to all of our social media pages at nintendorewind.com, and consider supporting the show through memberships. Your support means the world to us. It helps us keep the lights on here. And we're about ready to start a new series, just as a reminder, where we're going to be going over Nintendo Power promotional VHS tapes from the 90s. It'll be a good time. You want to sign up and see all of that nitty-gritty 90s Attitude Era action, you can see that, but it will only be available through our membership pages on nintendorewind.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, you can catch us live every Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Twitch and on YouTube. And with that, remember, please be kind and rewind, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.